talking about. So initially the client was in fin wait 1 state after generating the fin. So after it receives the ARC from the server end, so it goes into a state called fin wait 2. Okay. So now, so it is the job of the server to generate the fin. So after certain period of time, the server is going to generate the fin. The server is going to generate the fin. How the server is going to generate the fin? Call the close API. Okay. Server is going to call the close API. As a consequence of it, the fin is going to generate it. So then, as a consequence of it, the fin is generated. Thereby going into a state, so that is called last arc. Last arc. That means it is waiting for the final arc, so to receive to close the connection. That state, that's why the state is called as a last arc. Okay. So now it is entering into last arc state. Okay. Now, so now what happens? Server send the fin and server is entering into last arc state at this point of time. Okay. Then what is the situation going to happen? Now client is going to receive this fin. Okay. So when client is going to receive this fin, what is going to happen? Let's look into that. Now client is going to receive the fin. Now client is going to receive the fin. As a consequence of it, what the client is going to do? Generate an arc. So generate an arc. So client is going to receive the fin and going to generate an arc as a consequence of it, thereby going into one of the most important state as far as connection teardown is concerned. So that is time wait. Like I discussed, there is a most important state as far as the connection establishment is concerned. So that is called as the connection, established state. This is the most important state as far as connection establishment is concerned, because unless until you are in established state, no data communication can happen. But as far as connection teardown is concerned, this is one of the most important state, that is called time wait. Okay, we'll talk about the significance of it. That means after client receives the fin and generate an arc on behalf of it, so it goes into a state called time wait. Okay. So now what is going to happen? After that, server is going to receive this arc. So when server is going to receive the arc, server is going to receive the arc. Server is going to receive the arc. As a consequence of it, what it is going to do? Nothing. It is not going to do anything after receiving the arc. So once it receives the arc, so server goes into the final state that he is expecting, that is the close state. Because I want to tear down the connection now. So if I want to tear down the connection, both should go back into the closed state, then only I can say the connection is teared down. So now server enters into, come back to the initial state, that is closed. So after it receives the final arc. But look into the client remains in the time wait state. But uske baad to kuch communication hai hi nahi. So then now the question is, when the client is entering into closed state, that is very, very important to understand. This is a very important concept everybody understood. There is no message exchange going to happen at this point of time. But in this time wait state, the client will remain for 2 MSL time period. Very, very important concept. It will remain for 2 MSL time period. That means there is a timer going to be involved with the time wait state. Okay, that is of 2 MSL, and when timeout occurs, so at that point of time only the client enters into the closed state, otherwise it has to remain in the time wait state. That means the client will remain in the time wait state, so for the time period of 2 MSL. Now let's look into what is this 2 MSL and why the client has to wait in for 2 MSL time. So in this particular time wait state, very, very important to understand. So everybody focus on that. Now, what is this 2 MSL? Let's try to understand. What is MSL? MSL is maximum segment lifetime. What is the meaning of it? What is the maximum segment lifetime? That means, let's say you are sending a packet. So from a source to destination, whenever a packet you are sending into the network, okay, so there is a constraint, so that packet can be staying in the network for the maximum time. This is called MSL. That means a packet can stay inside a network So for this much time maximum, even if after this time, even if the packet is a valid packet, not corrupted, still the packet has to be discarded. Try to understand. Okay. So why it has to be discarded, we will understood in the network layer. Okay. So there is another important concept, we'll talk about it. But for the time being, you understood a packet can stay for maximum time, that is called as MSL. So beyond that, even if it is a valid packet, it cannot stay in the network. So that's why, so if a packet will be maximum stay for MSL time, so based on that you have to understood why the timewait state will remain for 2MSL. Okay, so before the timeout occurs. Let's look back into the diagram to explain, to understood it, why 2MSL time. Let's look into here. Let's look into this diagram. So let's say you enter into here timewait state. Who an example? So client enters into timewait because client has initiated the teardown. Whoever will initiate the teardown, remember this concept. Whoever will initiate the teardown, so he is supposed to be entered into timewait. Okay, so that is the first thing understood. Okay, now our question is why 2MSL? Let's look into. So अगर यहाँ पर 2MSL timewait नहीं करके directly, so from the pin wait to, so whenever I go and receive the pin and generate a ACK, I go to close. मान के चलिए pin waits to timewait जाके timewait से close आ रहे हैं ना. Instead of that, I will not go into timewait. Directly from pin wait to, after generating this, receiving this pin and so generating this ACK, I will go back into close state. In that case, what might be the problem? Let's try to understand. Okay, let's say, so you are going into close state here. Instead of the timewait state, so after receiving the pin and generating the ACK, so the client enters into close state. And at this point of time, what happens? So whatever ACK you have sent, so that is lost. जो फाइनल आर्क जो आप भेजे थे ना, सो क्लाइंट भेजा था, लेट्स से दैट इज लॉस्ट ड्यूरिंग द ट्रांजिट, may happen ना, you cannot give the guarantee. So but I cannot able to know because there is no ACK for the ACK. So if the last ACK is lost, there is no chance, no way to know so whether the last ACK is lost or not. If the last ACK is lost, so by that time can anybody tell me server कौन सा state में होगा? By that time the last ACK is lost, server is in which state? So server never going to enter into closed state. So that is a problem, na? That is a problem. So if my last ACK I'm generating from the client, if it is lost and the server is in last ACK state, the server never can go and enter into the closed state. So that what I do not want. I want both the party should be enter into the closed state if a connection is tear down. So that's why to deal with this scenario, so the time instead of directly going to closed state. So first of all, so the sender or the generator of the pin, okay, so whoever initiated the pin request, he enters into time waste state. So time waste state करने से क्या benefit होगा? Let's look into that. Okay, let's say this ACK is lost. If this ACK is lost, so what is going to happen? So as this pin, so whenever this ACK is lost, let's say, so the server has sent a pin and he did not receive that. What he will understood? What he will understood? सर्वर एक पिन मैसेज भेजा था, उसका ACK अभी तक सर्वर के पास नहीं मिल रहा है. So what does it mean? That means either the pin message you know about exactly what is the situation scenario. Either the pin is lost or ACK is lost. Server could not able to know, but he can able to know that. So either the pin is lost or the ACK is lost. But anyhow, so if it is pin is lost or ACK is lost, so server has to go and retransmit the pin. That is how reliability is going to ensure. Server is going to retransmit the pin. अगर सर्वर फिर एक मैसेज भेजा था, so now he did not receive the ACK, so he is going to generate once again a pin request to the client end. So then after receiving the pin, then the client end is again going to generate a ACK. So if this ACK is received, then only connection is going to be teared down at both ends. But now the question is, so when this pin is going to be generated, when server knows, so pin did not receive at the other end. सर्वर कब तक सर्वर को पता चलेगा मेरा एंड से जो पिन गया था, सो कितने टाइम के लिए मैक्सिमम रहेगा एमएसएल के लिए? उससे ज्यादा नहीं रह पाएगा. अगर उससे ज्यादा के लिए रहता है मतलब दैट हैज टू बी डिस्कार्डेड. सो अगर ये पिन मैसेज यहां पर रिसीव होता है तो मैक्सिमम टी प्लस एमएसएल टाइम के अंदर यहां पर रिसीव हो जाएगा, अगर रिसीव हुआ है तो. सिमिलरली आफ्टर दैट सो ACK इज जनरेटेड. अगर यहां पर ACK रिसीव होगा तो कितना टाइम में रिसीव होगा? टी प्लस एमएसएल अनदर एमएसएल. So whether my pin is received at the other end or not. अगर T plus 2MSL अंदर, so ARC मेरा receive नहीं होता है, so that means server will be able to know there is something goes wrong. That means either my fin has not received or the ARC generated for the fin is somehow lost in the transit. So after T plus 2MSL time, what the server is going to do? Server is going to send a fin. Okay. So then if at all server is going to generate a fin, at what point of time? So this fin will be received at the so client end. After entering into time wait यहाँ पर एंटर कर गया, so client time wait का एंटर कर गया, time wait को एंटर करने के बाद कितना टाइम के बाद, so if he is supposed to receive a fin, so he is going to receive a fin. This is the time na, so let's say at so time t, let's say at time t client enters into so time wait state. So after time t, so he has generated the ARC na, so that means अगर ये आके यहाँ पर रिसीव हुआ होगा तो कितना टाइम में रिसीव हुआ होगा? T plus MSL. Yes or no? अरे yes or no? So T plus MSL के बाद, so if it is not received, so this server end has generated a fin. So fin को यहाँ से यहाँ तक आने तक मैक्सिमम कितना टाइम लगेगा? +1 MSL. Yes or no? So that means अगर ये fin मैसेज यहाँ पर रिसीव होता है, so after the time wait state, so after how much time I could able to know it? So that is 2 MSL. Yes, after 2 MSL of the time wait state, I could able to know so whether so my last ARC I have generated is received at the other end or not. That means within the 2 MSL time, if I did not receive a fin from the other end, I confirm that so whatever ARC I have sent, that is received at the other end. But within the 2 MSL time, if I'm so we did not talk about the three-way handshaking. Let's look into the three-way handshaking. This is my client. This is my server. If it is a three-way handshaking, what is going to happen? Client is going to send a fin. Server is going to generate a, look into where the changes is going to happen. Only changes happen here. So when the client is going to receive, so fin plus ARC, because previously client was receiving fin first, then ARC in two messages. But here fin plus ARC both are combined. So that's why by the time, so it has sent the fin. Client कौन सा स्टेट में होगा? After sending the fin, client is in which state? Now, so what happens? So being in the fin wait one state, what the client is going to do? Client now receive fin plus ARC. Okay, both the message is received at the same point of time. As a consequence of it, so what he is going to do? Generate the ARC. When he receives the fin plus ARC, he is going to generate the ARC. So that's why, so being in the fin wait state, fin wait one state, so he is going to receive fin plus ARC and going to generate ARC, thereby directly entering into time wait state. That means in a three-way handshaking, so this fin wait, so two state is skipped. There is no fin wait two state as far as the three-way handshaking is concerned, as opposed to the four-way handshaking. Understood? Understood? In the four-way handshaking, so yes, fin wait one, fin wait two, time wait state. Both are states, all the states has to be encountered. But as far as the three-way handshaking is concerned, so the fin wait two state is going to be skipped as far as the, connection teardown process, so between the client and server is concerned. That's the only change as far as, so three-way handshaking and four-way handshaking, so as far as connection teardown is concerned, starting from the established state and going till the closed state. Understood? Let's say just enter. काम करता है. See, whenever I go and put net start, see, it is going to show me lot of information. Just I'm going to do it like this, 5 more, so that I can able to show you. Now look into here. So, sorry. So here it is showing lot of information. Okay. So it is showing what are the different type of socket, dgram socket, whether it is a, so it is a dgram socket you have created or it is stream socket. So now it is showing various states, connected state. Okay. So, and if I go back and show you for TCP only, you can able to understood very clearly. So net start, tab, hyphen, T. Okay, T means it is for TCP. Okay, now see. So whenever I go and click hyphen T, it is going to show me only the net start command is meant for network statistics, where it is going to store the statistics of the network, like so port status of the network. So that means in this case there are various supports available here, and here see some of the states: establish, close, wait. Okay, so this one for me. If I want to see more state, I can go and give an option called -a, -ta. It is going to show you some more states. See, this is listen state, establish state, close wait state, establish state, listen state. So various ports are available in various states. Okay, so based on this, let's try to understand what is the information that is present here. So first is protocol. Protocol is TCP here. Receive queue, send queue, for the time being you leave. Local address. Local address is important for us. Local address means, so this is the IP. Localhost is the IP address, and this is the port number. Okay, separated by colon. IP address, port number is separated by colon. So this is the localhost information. So this is the foreign host, because whenever you are establishing a connection, so if I am the client, so other end is my server. So then the client is localhost for me, and the server is foreign host for me. Okay. So that's why, so depending on where you are initiating, so that one is local, other one is foreign. Okay. So one end is called as the local host, so other end is called as the foreign host. Okay. So foreign address. So this is the local host, and this is the IP address, sorry, port number. This is the IP address, and this is the port number. And in listen state, remember in the listen state there is no IP address. Okay. So it is there is no IP address assigned to it. It means, so it is going to listen in all the ports. In all the ports, I mean all the ports means all the IP addresses assigned to your system, it can go and listen. Okay. And then, so this is the state information, in what state it is currently present. So let's look into one of my program, so that I can able to show you what happens during the execution of that program. So just let me run a program, so for you, so that I can able to show you how the states are changes from one to another. Study materials. Just a minute. Lab by me. Okay, just open some more command prompt. File, new window. So now file, cp, tab, cp, class. Are you able to see all my command prompts or not? मैं तो space नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ, it is difficulty for me. So it is come. So let's say now see, I want to see the status of the port number 6000. So what I have to write? Net start. So then space -ta. Okay. In, let's say, for numerical values, so then pipe grep 6000. नहीं आ रहा है, स्पेस नहीं आने से तो डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा मेरे लिए काम करने के लिए. कैसे करूँगा? स्पेस टैब देने से यहाँ पर. थैंक यू. नाउ grep, let's say 6000. Okay. Now I press enter. See, when I say net start -na, इस पे -c भी देता है, continuous दिखाएगा. So see, whenever I give this command net start hyphen NTAC, N stands for numerical value दिखाएगा, T stands for TCP, okay, and A stands for all. Why I have given all? If I don't give all, ये listen state नहीं दिखाएगा. Listen state is not a active state, it is a passive state, okay. So that's why all state देखने के लिए hyphen A दिया हूँ. C मतलब continuously उस state का जो भी continuously एक मिनट में जो भी state changes हो रहा होगा, so that is going to show me. Let's see. See, the moment I start, see what happens. So now it is showing 6000 port is in listen port. आ गया? So now because I have started the server ना, server जब start होगा क्या होगा? जाकर listen में बैठ जाएगा ना? So listen. So now the server is showing it is a listen port. Okay. Now client को start करते हैं. Now client को start करके दिखाता हूँ. So now I am starting the client. Okay. That says ./CLI client. यहाँ पर space. Port number 127, IP address .0.0.0.1, then space, then 6000. Okay, see, the moment I give it, look into here, very interesting. I'm just shutting down. So once again I'm showing you by removing the C. मैं just दिखा रहा हूँ यहाँ पर कैसे change हो गया establish को. Okay. सी करके ये टाइम मोड को चला गया. टाइम मोड को क्यों चला गया? बिकॉज क्लोज ऑलरेडी मैं प्रोग्राम के अंदर कॉल कर चुका हूं. दैट मींस एक कम्युनिकेशन कर रहा हूं. वंस वन कम्युनिकेशन इज हैपनिंग, so then it is closing. So once again I'm running so that I can show you. Look into here. Look into here. So once again I'm showing you. देखो अभी listen state में बस है. Okay. So I want to connect one client. Client को connect किया. Connect करके देखते हैं क्या होता है. देखो दोनों established state हो गया. So now this is the port number. Local port number 6000. किसका? Server का. So ये पोर्ट नंबर इसके लिए ग्लोबल हो गया और फॉरेन हो गया. नाउ दिस बिकम्स लोकल. किसका? ये क्लाइंट का. सो इसलिए फॉरेन कौन है? सर्वर. सो सर्वर का पोर्ट नंबर. सो दोनों एस्टैब्लिश स्टेट में, बोथ आर इन एस्टैब्लिश स्टेट. ओके. सो नाउ सो लेट्स से एंटर द रिक्वेस्ट टू मैसेज टू सर्वर. मैं क्लाइंट से कुछ भेजता हूं, हाय. सो फिर क्लाइंट को कुछ भेजता हूं, बाय. सो वंस इट इज सेंट, मैं क्या करता हूं ना, क्लाइंट को बंद कर देता हूं. Okay, so now see after client is closed, so see the states. So the local port 6000 goes into time wait. Can anybody tell me by looking into this who has initiated the close down? Shutdown कौन initiate किया था? Client या server?
Client.
How?
Client.
How? So who enters into time wait? 6000 port. 6000 port किसका है? Server का. Server का. Server initiated. So here in this case in my program I have written the program in that way that so client के साथ एक मैसेज कम्युनिकेशन करेगा. उसके बाद सर्वर उसको टीयर डाउन कर देगा कनेक्शन को. So that's why server has initiated the connection. So that's why server enters into the time wait state. Okay, this is how you can explore more on top of it. Netstart command को man page देख के you can go on more explore by running your own program and see the various state changes happening from time to time, so that you can understood what are the various state changes occur from. So starting from the connection establishment till the tear down of the support के लिए दे देगा ना. The output is going to come for the all the ports. I want to only see for the port number 6000. So I have to use a grep. Grep command facilitated to me. So search a particular string.